Hi guys, welcome to Soup for the Soul Tarot. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not new, I would encourage you to follow me on TikTok or subscribe to my YouTube channel where this video will be uploaded. Today I wanted to redo my fire sign reading just because I've had connection issues last time, so I noticed that there was a lot of lagging in that video. So let's get started with my fire signs. Hello to my fire signs. Sun, Moon, Rising, your North Node or your Rahu, if you follow Vedic. Can also be other strong placements you may have in your chart, such as Venus or Jupiter as well. Or you could just be cross-watching. Keep in mind the energies can be vice versa. If this is not you, this could be the person that you're dealing with. Okay. Let's see. What's going on with my fire sign spirit in the month of December to January, to mid-January? What is going on, spirit, with my fire signs? Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have Mercury. Okay. And what came out was the Sun in reverse. Wow. And none of these cards in this deck are reversed. Mind you, let me just move that up a little bit so that can come into view. So I feel like that's a strong message. I feel like here the full moon in Gemini, I believe it was a full moon in Gemini that recently passed, is a strong influence here for the collective. And the same is true for my fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sag. I feel like this is waiting, simmering in frustration for clarity. Okay. Some of you may be waiting for a sign. Maybe this is, I've been waiting for a sign to see if this path is the right path for me, if this job is going to work out for me, if I'm going to hear back from this company I applied for, or if I'm going to get the job after an interview. Some of you, I feel like, are waiting for communication from your person. Okay, or maybe this is your person withholding communication from you. And you are expecting, or maybe they are expecting, okay, again, this can be vice versa, some form of communication. And I feel like in the month of December, or I guess through the rest of December into mid-January, there is a delay. There is a delay in communication, and therefore a lack of answers, and therefore a lack of clarity. So that might be frustrating, you fire signs. And of course, fire signs are known to be impatient, right? So patience is not known as a virtue, with the exception of Sagittarius. Okay, that sign is able to temper their emotions and find wisdom in the situation by seeing the bigger picture, right? But for the most part, fire signs tend to struggle. They want to take action. They're ready to go. They're go-getters. Okay. Let's dive into some tarot. Show me the past influence, Spirit. Okay. Show me the present. Okay, I'm going to take these two. Show me what's keeping you here. What's holding you in this situation? What's the challenge? What's pulling you forward, or what's the motivating force? And the future outcome. The future outcome. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess. Okay, and that's the overall, underall energy here. So I feel like with this High Priestess card, you've been trying to utilize your intuition, okay? Because right now you feel like you're in the dark. And so because you are without physical proof that's allowing you to feel comfortable in feeling like this is the message that you're waiting for, or this is the answer that you're waiting for. Instead, you're having to use your intuition, use your gut instincts in order to sense out the situation here. And I feel like it's clouded in secrecy. Like, for whatever reason, being in the dark is not fun. But I feel like here, fire signs, maybe it's been a necessary evil. I feel like you've had to go within in order to face why maybe you have these feelings stirring inside of you. Why is there so much frustration and anger? Why can't you just wait and sit this one out and meditate and kind of go with the flow and be like water? And be like more like a water element, you know, even though that is not your element, that is not your nature. I feel like Spirit is trying to teach you something here. I think Spirit is letting you know that there is a purpose for each element, right? So there is a purpose in kind of going with the flow, kind of sitting and waiting and contemplating and meditating and going within for answers, you know. And again, this has been a challenge for you. So let's see what's your past influence here. We have the Hanged Man, yes. So Pisces energy in the traditional tarot. But to me, this is also in general just Jupiter energy, but predominantly Pisces. So again, this is feeling stuck, feeling like you were forced to see a different perspective on the situation here. And Spirit's letting you know that there was something that you weren't seeing. And you have to wait for divine timing to allow these events to unfold in front of you for you to be able to have that revelation. Okay. So what's going on in your current situation? Because this was the past influence. So let's see here. So in the past, Spirit stopped you in your tracks. Okay. And we have, in the present, we have the Seven of Wands in reverse and the Three of Swords. Okay. So in the present, it feels like you're accepting, to you, it feels like you're accepting defeat. For you, laying down on your back, fire signs, and allowing just whatever to happen and feeling this lack of control or giving up control, to you feels like defeat. And that's hard for you. But again, I don't feel like that's the lesson here. I feel like Spirit's saying that there is some humility that's being called for you to have right now. I feel like Spirit is saying that your ego and your pride is really getting to you. And this was a learning experience for you so that you can kind of come down on that high horse, or come down or see things not from your ego perspective, but from a loving perspective, from your heart space, which is why I feel like we have a water element present here. So again, Spirit saying that yes, this is a painful experience for you, but at the same time, it's also teaching you that maybe the situation now isn't so bad. Maybe the situation is allowing me to listen. When I think of this harp being played here, I feel like it's listening to like a beautiful melody. And I feel like that represents here as listening maybe to messages, or just subtle things, subtle signs that maybe you would have missed if you were too distracted with chasing some other goal, some other dream, maybe some other person that you desire. So maybe this is also listening to podcasts, listening to music, spending time and watching new shows. This is just finding time to be with yourself, and occupying that time with things that you like to do. And I feel like you think that doing these little things are meaningless and menial, but Spirit's saying no. You'd be surprised how many messages that pass us by in just really small events, in small ways. So again, Spirit's just teaching you to listen. And again, it's that high priestess, right? Listening, observing for the subtleties, for the subtle messages. So again, I do feel like that's a lesson here. Let's see, what's holding you here? We have the Nine of Swords reversed. Okay. And then for the challenge, we have the King of Chalices in reverse, which is the King of Cups in reverse. What's holding you in this situation? Again, you feel like your hand is being forced. That it's not your decision to be in this situation. Instead, it's a karma that you're experiencing. It's a lesson that you have to learn to let go of this control. Maybe fire signs, again, you've been used to being in control of situations. You don't have an issue with going after what you want, going after a goal, a dream, that success, that desire, taking the lead on something, taking the lead on your own life. And this feeling stuck feels like death in some ways, a death to your spirit in some ways here. And the challenge is this King of Chalices is reversed. This is not to control or manipulate your situation to try to get your way. If you had a tendency, let's say, to act up, to manipulate others to have the outcome that you want, to be emotionally fulfilled and satisfied, Spirit is kind of taking that away from you in some way. Let's see, what's pulling you forward here? The Ten of Swords. Yeah. Oof, that's a painful ending. So what's pulling you forward is ending the situation, putting this behind you. For some of you, it's ending a relationship. For others of you, maybe it's severing ties with people that were toxic to your life, or a toxic environment maybe you had at work, and you're realizing that this isn't healthy for you and you have to move on. This is going to be different for everyone, but this is putting an end to something here. Let's see, future outcome. We have the Queen of Swords. Yeah. This is making that decision to cut something out of your life, making that decision to move forward, to have some kind of breakthrough. I feel like here how you're going to get the answers that you want, again, is the overall energy. The High Priestess is you're going to get the answers from within. It's not going to be through external influences. No one's going to come in and tell you that you need to quit your job. No one's going to tell you, oh yeah, that seems like the right thing to do is walk away from this marriage or end this relationship. It's you have to find the strength within yourself to trust that that is the right decision for you. If that's something that you felt like your gut instincts was telling you about the situation, and it's finally listening to that. It's clarity of mind, right? Queen of Swords and Mercury. So here's that clear communication, right? And communication is twofold. It's both listening and expressing yourself. So, and let me pull one more card. This is going to be a Queen of the Moon Oracle. Okay. What's the overall outcome for my fire sign, Spirit? Overall outcome for my fire signs. I have two cards here. What came out was nourishment. I'm sorry, purity. Nourishment was at the bottom of the deck here. But what came out was purity and the path. Yeah. Again, it's about releasing the old and stepping into the new. Letting go of negative tendencies, negative thought patterns, maybe manipulative tendencies here. And to kind of go into the flow, go with the flow, I should say. I feel like here we have the scenery and it's snowing, right? And I feel like that's how you feel right now. Maybe you feel a bit cold, maybe you feel a bit disconnected to your emotions, but here's that water. And when snow melts, obviously it turns into more of a liquid form. And water flows, right? So I do feel like, again, it's listening to your emotions, listening to your intuition, and letting go of control, all right? And we have here the number 8, and that just kind of became apparent to me, and that's about death and rebirth, and also represents the Strength card in the Rider-Waite. So I feel like it's embracing that inner power, that inner strength. I know right now you're going through I struggle inside, and it's taking you a lot of strength to not succumb to old patterns, old thoughts, old tendencies that don't serve you at this time. So you're being reborn, fire signs. Okay, guys. If that resonated with you, please follow me here on TikTok, Soup for the Soul Tarot, or subscribe, please, to my YouTube channel if you want to see more readings posted on there, where this is going to be uploaded later on today. I am actually going to answer some questions, but I am going to start a new live for that. So if you haven't followed me on here, please follow me there, and so you will be notified of my next live, which should be in a couple of minutes here. I just have to go and kind of, I don't know, get a drink of water right now and rehydrate myself for a second. But I will hopefully see you guys there.